Let's just jump into the game of the week, Minnesota and Detroit. How do you see that one playing out, Jason, on Sunday night?
Obviously for Detroit, with being so banged up defensively, they're going to have to put up 30, 40 points in this one. So the key matchup I'm looking at, everybody's talking about the Lions defense. I want to see what Brian Flores does against Jared Goff, because as great as his defense has been, Goff has been able to figure it out. When he's brought pressure, he's been able to hit his receivers, hasn't turned the ball over. I think it's like 77% completion rate. So I think that's the game within the game of how Flores attacks this. We know week in and week out that scheme can change, but he loves to blitz. He loves to bring pressure, and Goff has been able to figure that out. So as much as we love this Vikings defense, I want to see what Goff is able to do. And with those guys, the Vikings have a ton of Pro Bowlers, the 2 outside linebackers. Byron Murphy got named there. So that's the matchup that I want to see, especially with Ben Johnson calling those plays.
Yeah, man, he's gotten in his bag too, right? Stumble-Ruski one week, next week that hook and ladder that hits with Jamison Williams, and I think you're right. They got to get deeper into that bag, because, I guess we'll see. Can a team make the Super Bowl and win it, winning 40-30, right? Like that's basically that they have to do that.
Yeah,
right?
and the formula, they showed it against the 49ers. Come up with 2 or 3 takeaways. That can be the difference. Kirby Joseph's 2 interceptions in that game was literally the difference, because it gained them 2 extra possessions that they were able to score on. So it's not going to be the ideal way. I'm a defensive guy. I love to go out there and see guys shut other people down. But Aaron Glenn's an aggressive play caller. He's not going to change. They're going to play man-to-man. They're going to come after you, but they just don't have the guys. Anzalone being back should help with him kind of returning from injury, but they're going to have to put up those 40 points. And I will say, Ben Johnson has proven that he can do it. I don't know how deep this bag is, but he continues to go in there and keep pulling things out.
Well, give me a defense that can send the Lions home. Will we maybe see one on Sunday night? Obviously, it wouldn't send the Lions home. It would send them away. But yeah. I'm also returning to just the playoffs, who the Lions might see in the NFC. I mean, the Rams are young, haven't really done it together in the playoffs as a unit yet, but they have been on quite a roll since giving up 42 to Josh Allen. You've got the Eagles with them. You're nodding your head. Is that the defense you would choose in the NFC?
Yeah,
Jason?
That was the first one that came to my mind, just because of how deep they are from front to back. You look at the ability of Jalen Carter and how he penetrates up front. And then the way Zach Bond has played this year of just coming downhill and making play after play. But a lot of it has to do with their secondary. I think when you're as deep as they are and you have guys at every position, and look, this is an Eagles team where last year adversity hit and they kind of fell apart. And this year we just continue to see them respond. I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson gets tossed from the Washington Commanders game, and you got to learn your lessons. You got to be able to rebound. The next week he comes out and gets 2 interceptions, 1 for a pick 6. So I think this is the defense and how they're able to pose a threat at every level. I think for me, looking at that NFC, they would be the ones that I would choose that jump off the page for me.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.